Hi, I'm Keith Allen, and I play Murphy on Z Nation, and I listen to One Up Gaming Podcast.
The Wine and Shout podcast is what you listen to if you want to get into what a lady is thinking, and there is a lot. Two ladies drink wine and discuss life, love, and how things don't always work out the way you thought they would. Lots of audio-only people watching too, from Hooters waitresses to Uber drivers, actors in sports. Check out the Wine and Shout podcast on iTunes. That is, if you really want to know what a lady is thinking.
Hosted by David, Sean, and Zach.
Hello and welcome to the One Up Gaming Podcast, episode 223. It's me, David. I don't know what else to say. I'm all on my own. So what I will do is I will just quickly say that, one, I've been doing a hell of a lot of 12-hour shifts, and it makes it very hard to try and find other people within those brief moments of time to record. And two, because of that, I haven't really played any games. All I've done is I've got myself a VR headset, and I've been downloading a few bits and bobs from the actual store to see what's fun and what's not. So what I decided to do this week is I've decided to go back through some of our old archives and pick up the episode 164, where I believe it was me, Matt, and Chris go through our top 10 games of all time. And I can't remember if we're actually trying to do it like a full, just a top 10 just for the actual site itself. But anyway, I thought it'd be a good insight into you guys to see what sort of games we enjoy and what we like. So without further ado, take it away, guys.
Yeah, this how we do it, y'all. L-G-E, man.
Straight out of Diamond Star Production.
What up to you, One Up Gaming? Not really ready for this one. One Up Gaming is behind me. Let me get in beast mode. If you wanna try me, you don't need a cheat code. Conte is who I be. To you it's Mr. Hero, legendary adversary. Flows consider lethal. I'm a Super Saiyan. I got Dragon Balls, I wouldn't lie. You might think I'm playing when I'm saying I can really fly. When I'm on the track, you feel the energy I'm pushing out. Put me on the map. One Up Gaming's who I'm talking about. I'm the rapping Master Chief, epic to say the least. Contain the hero, better etch that in your memory. And so the One Up Gaming for the show out. Contain the hero is really gonna show out. Show out. Contain. And so the One Up. And so the One Up.
Dope bitch you ever heard.
And we're here, it's One Up Gaming, it's episode 164. It's me, David, and we've got Matt.
Hello.
And later on in the podcast, we also have Chris. And we settled down for an hour of arguing over which games should be our top 10 games from the 360, PS3, Wii. We didn't even actually do any like DS or PC sort of games. We focused mainly just on
we're all console gamers.
consoles. Yeah. And if it wasn't for me, we wouldn't have had any Wii games. Because everyone forgot that console even existed.
Which is really weird considering I quite like the Wii.
I didn't. I hated it, but, you know.
Anyway, moving on.
It had 3 good games. Is that worth buying a console for 3 games?
Good point.
You know, but to be fair, that's more
Yeah.
than what my PS4's got. I've got nothing on there which is any good.
I was going to say, I've got Dark Souls 3, I can't complain.
Do you reckon?
Oh, it's glorious.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, I've got that. I've got
I-
Dark Souls 3.
Oh, I've been waiting to play it for so long.
Yeah, but I didn't get like a proper box or nothing with mine. It was rubbish.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's like a little... It looks like what you'd get like an expensive wine bottle in. It's like a little casket, wood crate thing. It's got
Yeah.
like a map and CD and stuff.
You got the limited edition, shut up.
Oh, is that what it was? I don't know.
Yeah, you got the limited edition. I got the regular edition. Be quiet and stop your whinging.
I don't know. I just got it sent in the post. But I gave it a good review, I think.
So yeah, anyway.
Yeah. I was very disappointed in our top 10 list. There was less games on that I liked. I was outvoted by two young people who get easily swayed by marketing.
Yo, that is not fair to say.
Anyway, so we'll just quickly have a quick rundown of what we've been doing. So, have you been playing anything this week, Matt?
Honestly, it's just been... I've devoted the majority of my week to Dark Souls 3. And I've completed the game once already. I'm now on my second character, and I love it to pieces. I really do.
I enjoyed it, but I
was going to say, I don't have a fair opinion of anything produced by FromSoft anymore. I know that I am a complete fanboy for their games, and I absolutely adore it.
Do you know what I forgot?
What's that?
Who were we sponsored by, Matt?
Well, it's funny you asked, David, because this week we are sponsored by Audible. You want to listen to free and interesting books? Try the Audible 30 days free trial and join Audible today. You can enjoy your first listen on us for free. Of course, if you don't like your audiobook, then we can exchange it for another for free. So what are you waiting for? Visit www.audibletrial.com/OUG and try the Audible 30-day free trial now. David?
I would. I think I actually already signed up to Audible. I think I got a free book. And then I worked out that it wouldn't download on my phone because my phone has got no memory. And some of these audiobooks are like 25 hours long. Which is crazy.
That's a lot of book.
It is. It's quite fun. Especially when you get some of the books where you have the people that, instead of just reading it monotone, they actually put character voices on and they get into the action a bit more, which is quite fun. Some of them sound more like little radio plays, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just wanted to have a quick mention that the Game Vice controller that I got from my iPhone, I have wrote the review, so that will be going up soon. The device itself is amazing. It's just the fact that Apple are so backward and lock the iPhone down so much. It's hardly no point in using a full controller device on the iPhone. Some of the games that are supposed to work with it don't work with it. Other games work. But then if you accidentally... Do you know when you're playing some of these games, Matt, on the iPhone or Android,
Yeah.
where like it's got like the twin sticks on the bottom or whatever, like a touchscreen, as if it's like fake twin sticks. But to open a door or something, you have to press like in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
On this sort of device, it works fine. You've got like two proper full analog sticks, and that's great. But on some games where you have to press the button in the middle of the screen to actually open a door, that resets the whole thing, so it stops being, actually being able to use the sticks. It goes back to full touchscreen.
Yeah,
So you got to
I know what
pause
you
the
mean.
game, go back to options, and it's just so weird. So I mean, the device is good, but I can't recommend it until Apple work out people want full buttons and sticks for games.
No,
one
I know
game
exactly what you
one game that I have played. It's not the full game. We got sent a working alpha beta sort of thing. They recommended us to use their controller because they said it's not quite set up for the keyboard yet. But it's Worms, WMD. And the embargo is now up, I believe. It doesn't matter, I'm going to say good things. It looks absolutely glorious. It looks like an oil painting. It looks absolutely stunning. And it still plays like the Worms that you remember from the good old days. So I can't recommend that enough.
Alright, fair enough.
I don't know if you've ever played it or not, but Severed. It was on the PlayStation Vita. It's just come out on iPhone.
Oh, yeah.
I've put about an hour or two into that. No one told me it was like Myst. You know, it's like a static sort of screens, and you click the buttons either left or right to rotate, or in the middle of the screen to walk forwards. And it's just like going on a virtual postcard tour. But I don't know. It's got touch sort of combat. Do you know on the Wii version of, was it Zelda Skyward Sword?
Yeah.
Where you had to either go up, down, or left, right with certain enemies to actually hit them because it held the shield in a certain way.
Yeah.
The game is very similar to that, where an enemy will block one way but leave one bit open, so you got to swipe in that direction. And it's just, everyone loves it, but it just doesn't feel good. But I'll put more into it. Last thing I wanted to mention is I've actually set up my Eagle box with my streaming sort of setup. So I've managed to record some gameplay of me playing some games, and I'll be putting these up on our YouTube channel soon. Want to get an intro sorted and things like that. I was thinking of cutting and nicking an audio sample from the Angry Birds movie, where the mighty eagle sort of shouts, "Mighty Eagle," David. Which I thought was quite funny.
Yes. No.
No.
You know, legal copyright.
Hey, it's fair use.
No, it's fucking not.
It is, as long as it's under 29 seconds, it's fair use.
Yes, but let's not. I don't want to incur the wrath of the Angry Birds.
I tell you what, that movie was actually quite good.
I didn't see it.
It's quite funny. Just the one bit I will mention, if you ever do manage to watch it, just where the eagle urinates in the stream, it's just so funny.
Okay, yeah, so moving on. Tonight we've got a top 10 list where the host doesn't know how to count to 10, and the other two presenters then sit there arguing about what to put on the rest of the list, as the host then tells them they can't have RPGs in the list.
And you still got both of them on. Bastards.
It's a good hour and a half, listen, trust me.
It's not, it's an hour and 10 minutes.
Sorry, it's a good hour and something.
An hour and 9 minutes, sorry, I had to cut it, so there. Right, so our overall top 10 list is now.
National troubles are coming upon America and Britain, and you need to know what is prophesized to happen. We are now living in a time where we are confronted by terrorism, social and racial unrest around the world, and in this nation, our cities are riddled with crime, drug addiction, widespread immorality, and deep divisiveness among our people and political leaders. And yet our scientists, educators, ministers, commentators, and journalists alike do not seem to understand where all of the world's troubles are leading. A new riveting book that shows nuclear World War III is coming. Just go to www.americaandbritainYouWereWarned.com to understand. You were warned.
Up next on the One Up Gaming Podcast is 10 minutes of nothing. Will it be the team talking about nothing or a guest interview? Stick around and find out now. It's 10 minutes of nothing. Yeah, 10 minutes of nothing.
And we're here. It's One Up Gaming. It's going to be a special. And I guess I'll just say it's me, David. And this week we've got Matt.
Good evening.
And we've got Chris.
Hey, how you going?
So this might sound a bit weird, but we're going to record the second part of the podcast first, then we'll do the first part second, because Chris, you're only available for like an hour or so.
That's it, mate. Yeah, got to head off.
So I think we'll do the main podcasting thing first and get that out of the way, because that might take the full hour.
Yeah, doing the special.
Yeah. So without further ado, we're going to do the top 10 games of the 360, PS3 and the Wii sort of generation. That also includes like PC games from that time frame and DS games from that sort of time frame.
For anyone who's still unsure, that's from around 2005 to 2013. It's a long window.
All right, smarty pants.
Yeah, it is. It's like one of the longest generations, isn't it?
It's ridiculous.
If not the longest.
I think it is actually.
Yeah, it could be.
But it's also the one I grew up on, so I've got a lot to say about it.
Yeah, no, very much so, mate.
So, I don't know about you guys, but I have a little list of games written up, and I have got 35 games.
That's not little, David.
David, you cannot go through 35 games. There are 3 of us.
Yeah.
10 is going to take a while.
Yeah.
Well, no, we're going to whittle it all down to get our overall top 10.
Yeah, but we got to throw in our 3 top 10s, and then we can make a top 10. That sounds more logical.
If you mention something from Sega, I'm going to reach through the computer screen and punch you.
There is one game by Sega. Just looking through. No, there's only one game by Sega.
Oh, good. That's fine then.
I nearly put Sega Rally 2007, or the Americans called it Sega Rally Revo.
Jesus.
But I thought, no.
Every time.
Right then, so
your top 10, David.
Emphasis on
10. I'll let you guys go first, and then I'll mark off the ones that you already say. So, Chris, do you want to go first?
Which will be none.
No. Matt, go first. I still need to put my list together.
Then. All right, fair enough. All right, I get the hack job of trying to go first. Fair enough. Well, my top 10 is basically as follows. Number 1 for me has to be BioShock, hands down, simply because...
Oh, I've got that somewhere.
Somewhere.
Is this the original?
Simply because it's the first game I actually ever owned on the 360, and it still stands as one of my favourite shooters because it's so compelling and fantastic.
Very cool.
From there, we've got Skyrim, Dark Souls, Fallout 3, all of which are some of the best RPGs ever made, and no one can tell me otherwise. Halo Reach, Deus Ex, The Witcher 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Borderlands 2, and Fable.
I think I've only got 2 games on
David,
that.
you're a charlatan.
I used to like the
do you want to go into any detail over like why some of those are in your top 10?
Yeah, absolutely. I was waiting for David just to sit there and going, I haven't got any of them.
I've got 2.
Which 2 have you got?
I've got BioShock.
Yeah, okay.
And Halo Reach.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Did you not say Red Dead Redemption?
I was tempted, but I was trying to keep it to a 10, and I never caught Red Dead when it was, like, hot. I only got it, like, a couple of years ago.
Right.
Same with GTA.
I'll forgive you for now, then.
Yeah, so, like, same with GTA, though. Like, I never grew up with GTA 4 or 5, so my love towards those games is very sort of, yes, they're popular, but yeah, BioShock's first simply because I owned it first and it's one of the best shooters in existence. Skyrim still stands as my favourite RPG of all time simply because it's 5 years old and it's still as replayable as it was on the day of release, and it's getting a remaster, so it just makes me happy.
Yeah, fair enough.
Dark Souls, because Demon Souls. I was tempted to put Demon Souls actually, but Dark Souls built on everything that Demon Souls didn't, and then made it better. So I couldn't say Dark Souls 2 because that was too broken and flawed, especially for the fans. But it was a brilliant game. But number one managed to nail everything that Demon Souls didn't as a sequel. Well, spiritual sequel anyway. Fallout 3 shouldn't really need much explanation because it's Fallout freaking 3.
See, I missed the boat on that one. Like I've never even played it.
Really?
I think I own it on a 360, but I heavily got into gaming like properly in like 2011.
Yeah.
So like I was just
3 years
casually
old already.
Yeah, I was just casually doing stuff, and then so I missed out on that.
Well, I got my 360 in 2009.
Yeah.
So I got Assassin's Creed 2, Fallout 3, and Halo ODST as a bundle.
Yeah.
And I poured so many hours into Fallout 3. It's unholy how much I've played that game. Well, to put it in perspective, I've got every single achievement on that game.
Shoot, that's a big call for a Bethesda.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible, and I'll still maintain that Fallout 3 is my personal favourite out of the Fallout series, even though people will still bitch and argue that the PC ones, like the original kind of like 1, 2, and then Tactics were better.
Yeah,
but they're not. Yeah. Next at number 5, we've got Halo Reach, because in terms of multiplayer shooters with a fantastic story mode before Bungie jumped the boat and gave it to 343, it is the best Halo in my mind.
Fair
because
enough,
I wasn't quite old enough to play Halo 3 when it was again hot, but me and my mates all got Halo Reach together and we played for hours. It was like Battlefield 3, but we put so many hours into just dicking around in Forge and just having a laugh.
Yeah.
And it will forever remain in my head as this one perfect moment where I'm just watching my mate fly across the map in a tank that's been shot out of a cannon. And I can't forgive myself if I put that any lower. It was a brilliant game to boot.
Okay.
It was good, but I think it's either the third or fourth best Halo game.
No, I can't do that justice. Like, if I put it that low down, I wouldn't be able to live with myself, because I loved Reach. I really, really did. And it was one of those things where the older fans seem to be ambivalent towards it, but the newer ones seem to flock to it like no one's business. And even nowadays, it seems to be hailed as one of the best multiplayer games, especially in the Halo series.
See, I have a really unpopular opinion.
Yeah, go.
You don't like Halo.
I reckon the best Halo game is Halo 5.
I've not played it, so I can't say anything.
I played all the Halos, and Halo 5, I was just like, this is the one that just kind of hit the spot for me the most. So, I know a lot of people really hated that one, but yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's really interesting, because the critics, like, people tore that game apart.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something very controversial.
Oh no.
The worst Halo game, Halo 2.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's accurate, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I just think it played
bad.
too slow, and the turning was horrible.
And the ending was bad.
It was, I don't care about the ending, it was just designed as a multiplayer game first, and they just shit all over the single player game. That's my opinion.
Number 6, I've got Deus Ex Human Revolution, because Deus Ex is a fantastic series, and I have a thing for sci-fi and delicious visuals.
I mean, I bought that and never...
No, Human Revolution
it's still sort of like in its shrink wrap.
It's glorious to play. It really is.
So, I mean, what would you compare it to? Because I've looked at it a number of times. I've heard critics kind of really praise it, other than for the boss battles. But I've always it's always on a real kind of front cover level looked so generic to me. Like, it just never stood out to me. So, I mean, like, what does it actually play like?
It plays like a mixture between Metal Gear Solid and I'm going to say Syndicate, if you've played that.
No, I haven't played Syndicate.
Okay, 1 minute. Trying to find another option then. It's more like a faster paced. Like, take any version of Battlefield and then put that into a single player campaign with glorious graphics
with Metal Gear kind of thought processing.
Oh no, there's loads to it because you've got can't even talk. There's loads of options within levels to do what you want as a player. It's not all just kind of walk in with a gun and then shoot. Because there was a heavy emphasis on stealth in this game. They really do deliver on it. And in terms of like putting a game on this list that was stealth based, I was so conflicted to put Dishonored on here instead of Deus Ex because both of them have fantastic stealth mechanics, but I think Deus Ex just wins it by honestly not much, simply because the story is quite compelling, and you know, all the optional missions are very, very fun, and it's just one of those things where it's a fantastic game to play.
Yeah. Very cool.
I was going to say number 7. Number 7, I've got Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and I feel a little bit conflicted about having it on the list, but I can't not because I adored the original Modern Warfare. Actually, no, strike that. I'm going to say Modern Warfare 2.
Okay.
Because that was the thing that for me came before Battlefield, and I prefer the Battlefield games on a whole, but I think it has to be Modern Warfare 2.
Right.
And then number 8, we've got Borderlands 2. Again, for the kind of same reasons that I've got Dark Souls on. It was more kind of it took everything that made Borderlands 1 so enjoyable, built on it, and then actually gave it an incredibly written story that made me actually care about the characters, and I was really impressed in how they delivered it in the end.
Yeah, Borderlands 2 was a great game.
No, Borderlands 2 is fantastic, and I'm really happy they're working on the next one.
Yeah, have you ever played Tales from the Borderlands?
No.
They absolutely nailed the kind of like themes and just style of Borderlands 2 in the Tales. It's such a funny game.
Fair enough. Number 9, Fable. Because
that must be Fable 2.
No, Fable 1 is the best Fable, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that was on the original Xbox.
Yeah, it was released in 2005.
This is for 360.
Yeah, but there was a port.
Yeah, but we're not taking ports into consideration.
Oh, fine, Fable 2.
Otherwise, I'd have Sonic 1, 2, 3 and Sonic and Knuckles.
God.
No.
Sonic Jam.
No,
you know?
no. If you say Sonic 06, I'm going to punch you.
Are you seriously this big a Sonic fan, David?
No, not really.
You mean
you're the one guy
existence.
who, when people are like, "Who ever liked Sonic?" David's like, "No, that was me."
In fairness,
I liked Sonic when I was 12.
Many years ago,
Which
when
is
David was much younger.
Going back about
60s.
16, 17 years ago.
Oh dear. Anyway, yeah. Fable 2 then, because I actually really enjoyed Fable 2. There was just too many quirks in it, but actually, 1 minute.
Actually, no, it's like 22, 23 years, wasn't it?
Many years ago.
God, I'm getting old.
You know what? I'm actually going to put another shooter in place of Fable because David's outruled it.
Okay.
I'm going to say Bad Company 2.
All right.
Because for those of you who haven't played it, it's the largest. Well, it's one of the largest online shooters on consoles that was available to consoles at the time. Because I know there's things like Red Orchestra and Operation Flashpoint on the PC that are legitimate combat shooters where everything gives you like shell shock and PTSD symptoms, but Bad Company 2 for me was the introduction to destructible environments and RPG long shots, and I will never ever forget the enjoyment that you get from literally sniping someone with an RPG. Anyone who's done the same thing will tell you that.
Alrighty.
It's beautiful. And lastly, at number 10, I've got Dead Space.
Okay, no, it's a good horror game.
No, the original Dead Space on the 360 was possibly my favourite thing that EA has ever produced, aside from maybe Mass Effect.
Yeah, that's a good horror game.
It's absolutely incredible. If you haven't played the original Dead Space, you're doing yourself a disservice, because aside from all the crappy horror that's been released nowadays, it's genuinely thrilling and it's very fun to play. Although, don't play it on easy mode because it is too easy.
Alright.
Anyway, that's my top 10. That's been chopped and changed a bit, but it's my top 10.
It's Matt's top 10.
Just to sort of like change things up a bit, since I've got well too many games, can I just mention...
Just say 10, not 35.
Can I just mention 14 honorary mentions that aren't on my overall top 10 list?
No!
I've actually got honourable mentions as well, funnily enough.
14 though, David. 14.
I'm not going to go into detail. I'm just going to say some of the games.
I will agree on you saying their names and nothing else.
Yep.
Yeah,
Forza Motorsport 3, Forza Horizon, Heavy Rain, Uncharted 2, Metro 2033.
That's on my list.
Alan Wake.
Yep.
Castle Crashers.
Actually, I didn't think of that.
Shadow Complex. Fez. Braid. Super Meat Boy. The Last of Us. Bayonetta, which is the Sega game.
How are these honourable mentions?
And
how is The Last of Us not even on... Like, why did I not put it on my list, in fairness? What am I doing?
Well, all three of us will go through our list, and then we can suss out a proper top 10.
Actually, no, I know why I haven't put it on, because I didn't play it until it was released on the PS4. That's why.
Well, it still came out then.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't realise that. I completely forgot it existed.
True.
Like, I knew it's one of the best games made. It's just that I forgot that it was released in like 2013.
Yeah.
Whoops.
So anyway, that was my honourable sort of mentions there of some games.
In fairness, I put Metro 2033 at like number 11. It just missed. How is that?
I did love that game. I loved that so much.
No, the Metro series is beautiful.
I've actually got it on the Xbox One somewhere.
I've got
the
Last Light on PS4. Yeah, I streamed it.
It's great game. So then, Chris, are you gonna go through yours, or do you want me to rattle through some of my games?
David, please do yours.
Up to you, mate.
David, do yours.
So I won't go through some of them.
Just start with the top 10.
It's not in numbered order. So I've got
Start
Halo
with the
4.
10 that you think they're the best.
So you just had 35 games that you think are cool. You're
I've
the
got Halo
host.
4.
Oh my fucking hell! You're the host of the top 10 special, and you're like, oh, I have 35 games. It's not even 10, but I don't know what's the top 10. But
we apologise to the audience because David can't count to 10.
No, the thing is, Matt will agree. The last time we did a top 10 list of stuff, when we did the Game of the Year stuff, how many people only had one game or two games?
Yeah.
So I thought I would just get a collection of stuff just in case.
In fairness, that did... We were recording that for the best part of about 8 hours.
Jesus.
Yeah, it went on for a while. We argued a lot.
So I will just quickly read through the names, and if you guys want to go into any details, just say the name sort of thing.
You opened with Halo 4.
Yeah, Halo 4.
Halo 4 was terrible.
I think that's one of the best Halos.
I don't think it was terrible, but it was just all right. Like that's what I'd say about Halo 4. It was all right.
The multiplayer was fundamentally broken, and the campaign was
I didn't play that. I
played multiplayer on Halo 2 and 3, and then I've never touched it since.
Honest to God, right? As someone who's played a lot of Halo's multiplayer, I wouldn't consider myself a veteran, but it's more the fact that on Halo 4, there was such latency and server issues. I could go around getting like 20-0 in games, and then that would be saved. It was broken.
Huh.
But as I say, I'm a single player guy. I don't play multiplayer.
Yeah, I haven't played the multiplayer on Halo since 1.
Oh, wow.
1 was actually really good. I liked that.
It was, yeah. But anyway, tangent, no.
Yeah. Red Dead Redemption.
Yep.
Great game. Gears of War 3. I think it's
Gears? Holy shit, that's actually on my renowned mentions, yeah.
Gears of War 3?
No, yeah. Gears is brilliant as a series. Like, the original 1, 2, 3, fantastic trilogy.
Yeah. Batman Arkham Asylum, the best Batman game.
I have so many unpopular opinions. I think Knight's the best.
I didn't get into that. I got into where you had to climb the bloody tower with the car or something stupid.
I always enjoyed Asylum. I always enjoyed City, but I always felt like I was like, there's something wrong with the pacing here. Like, it needs just a little bit more, and like the car just helped balance it out for me. The gameplay, so I thought Knight was the best.
So I don't know if you heard, but Left 4 Dead, that was a quality game.
Yep.
Dead Space.
Yep.
Saints Row the Third.
Yeah, good game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good game.
This next game, you two might not like it, but it changed a whole genre from the PS3, Xbox 360, Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
I'm indifferent towards fighting games. I don't play many of them.
Neither.
I just think Street Fighter 4 was the pinnacle of any fighter for the last 20 years. So Heavy Rain, Uncharted 2, BioShock.
Yep.
The Mortal Kombat reboot, which was Mortal Kombat 9.
Again, like, I'm ambivalent towards fighting games.
The Tomb Raider reboot.
Okay,
which I absolutely loved that game.
Yeah.
Now, this next one, it's either 1 or 2. They're both practically the same, but Super Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, I completely forgot the Wii existed.
So did a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, next up, the game that's in the Guinness World Records for selling the most games of all time. Can anyone guess what that might be?
GTA 5. No, Pac-Man. Tetris.
No.
It's Tetris.
Wii Sports.
I was close.
I was going to say Halo 3 actually.
You think Halo 3 sold more copies than Tetris and GTA 5?
Do you know how many copies it sold?
Less than Tetris and GTA 5.
In fairness, GTA 5 is a worldwide phenomenon. It's like a disease. It doesn't count.
Yeah, exactly. So it won. It's not like, in fairness. Like, it won. It fucking won.
In fairness, GTA 5 has been out on 4 or 5 platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that sold about 60 million units, give or take.
Yeah.
Wii Sports was on 1 platform, and it sold about 160 million units.
But it also shipped with every unit.
Yeah, that's the thing. It came free with most of them.
Yeah, but that's still a lot of units.
It is. It's bloody crazy. So as I say, Wii Sports, I think, as general recognition, I think the motion controls in that game worked. It didn't work on much else, but it worked in that. So Metro 2033, Telltale's The Walking Dead Season 1. I adored that game so much. Alan Wake. Another game which I absolutely love is Geometry Wars 2.
Is this part of your top 10?
Yeah. Getting to it towards the end of the top 10.
Chris, there is no 10.
I know.
Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons.
That's in your fucking top 10? That's a good game. That's a good game, but I wouldn't say it's top 10.
Oh, it's great.
No, I agree with Chris.
Thanks. Limbo.
Yeah, fucking great game. Yeah.
A game that I wouldn't personally have in my top 10, so I guess it should have been honorary mentions, but Minecraft.
Okay.
Can we take a minute to appreciate that David has just condoned Minecraft?
You just, I don't even understand what your tastes are, David.
And GTA 5 is on there as well.
How do you sit there and go like, oh, fucking Wii Sports, GTA 5, and Brothers? It's like...
And Minecraft.
Shit. Yeah, and
Yeah, Minecraft's horrible. I just had to
exactly.
give it an honorary mention just of what it's done in the last few years.
It's your top 10. You don't have to include something.
This is
you don't
your
have to
personal
something.
favorite 10 games that don't include Sega Rally. So it's your favorite 10 games that don't include Sega Rally. You don't have to just go, oh, yeah, Minecraft did well. I'll throw that in there.
Come on then, Chris.
Yeah, all right. Let's get the real top 10 out there. All right. All right. I'm gonna go down from 10 to number 1. We're gonna build up.
Have you actually ordered them as well? Are they ordered? Or are they just
I've ordered them. I've ordered them. I've ordered them.
He's used numbers.
I've got numbers. I went from 10 to 1. And I actually planned this. It didn't take too long, David, to just fucking make a top 10 list.
Yeah, I've just finished work. I had something to eat and jumped on the internet.
I don't want to know you jump on the internet.
Number 10, State of Decay. Either of you guys played that?
Yep.
Yeah. I would just chuck it on there because I've watched a lot of zombie movies. I've watched like the Walking Dead TV series, all that kind of stuff, and I've never felt that there's been like a zombie game that really captured kind of what it was like to actually survive in a zombie apocalypse. You know, like you played The Walking Dead and The Last of Us, and they give you kind of those little snippets. But State of Decay gave you the having to go into houses and like find supplies, having to find stuff to kind of build up your, I don't know, your community, to get food. If there wasn't enough food, people would get sick. Like there was this guy, Mike or something, and he was just an absolute dick. So it's like I took him out, stabbed him in the back while we were out hunting zombies, and then he got eaten alive. I was like, this is what I want from a zombie game. So, State of Decay number 10.
Sick person.
State of Decay number 10. Number 9, I'd say is Alan Wake.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I'd say, to be honest, Alan Wake's probably my favorite 360 exclusive of all time. I just think it's a fucking phenomenal game. It's so well written.
It is incredible.
It was so pretty when it first came out, and the gameplay, I've never played anything like quite like it, like still to this day, with the torch mechanics
as well.
Yeah, it was really creepy. The torch mechanics, like using that more than you used an actual gun, kind of like these creepy like villages. Like it was the only way I can describe it as like it was legitimately playing a Stephen King novel.
Yeah,
so,
it was really well written as well.
Yeah, I think Remedy deserved a lot more praise than they got for that one, because a lot of people just kind of forget about it.
I didn't think anyone else would have it mentioned.
No, definitely number 9.
It's like number 13 on my list.
So number 8, I'd say Heavy Rain. It's like you go back to it now. Kind of after you've played stuff like Until Dawn and Beyond and all that, and like the voice acting and writing at times is like fucking atrocious. But at the time it was like the only thing like it, and I just found like the branching pathways, the story, like the twist at the end, I just found it all riveting. It was like the first real big cinematic game that I kind of ever played personally. So no, I love Heavy Rain. I think it's a great game. A lot better than Beyond Two Souls.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. Number 7, I'd say, is Skyrim. Never have I don't think I've ever sunk more hours into a game than I did Skyrim.
Amen to that.
It was, as I say, because, quite a few of these games, I played games a lot as a kid, and then I kind of had no money, couldn't get into the new console generation, and then finally got a PS3 when I was 15, and it's kind of a lot of games around then that it's like I'd gone out of gaming for a bit, and I just experienced all these things, and I was like, holy shit, like, this is what gaming can be now. And then Skyrim was one of those games I played that about a year after I got my PS3, and it was just like I'd never been in a world so big. I never had so many options over how to make my character who I wanted them to be. I'd never played a game where there was so many like just this. It just felt like an endless path to becoming stronger and having new experiences in this world. And I'd go to school each day and talk to my mates about it, and it was just a fucking great game. So
yeah,
Skyrim,
absolutely.
Number 6. Favorite RPG of all time, Mass Effect 2.
Yes. Holy shit! Why did I not like?
Huh?
I didn't include Mass Effect. Am I a moron?
I don't know. I mean, like for me, like because I'd always looked at Mass Effect playing games, and people had talked about it and like praised it, and I was like, it just looks boring. But then I jumped into it, and it was just so good. It was because I played the first one, and it didn't really click because I just got so lost in having to try and learn all the lore and stuff. And that was like, it was like legitimately like school. Like, holy shit, okay, what's this race? What's this backstory? But then having learned all that, having invested all that time and invested time into the characters in the first one, when I played 2, it was just so emotional when things would happen with characters. The storytelling was just so well written. They turned like the clunky gameplay from Mass Effect 1 into something that was actually quite tight in Mass Effect 2. And just the succinct storytelling. Like I loved the kind of friendship missions you would do with your crew members, and then how that impacted the end of the game, and like the choices you didn't even realize you were making that impacted the end of it. Was just there was so much impact that you had on that game that I thought was fantastic.
Oh, I completely agree with you. Mass Effect 2 was glorious.
Yeah, and I thought Mass Effect 3 was fantastic as well, but it didn't quite do it for me like 2 did.
We don't talk about the ending.
No, I didn't absolutely hate it, but I was still very much like, nah, that was pretty average.
Yeah, it was just kind of very nah.
Well, that was the thing. I don't think they made a bad ending, but after they had such well-written and creative storytelling throughout the rest of the series, that be the ending was just a real, like, no oomph to it.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah.
All right. Number 5. One that went under a lot of people's radar as well. Sleeping Dogs.
Holy shit, yes.
That was such a good game. It had its flaws. It wasn't the most polished game I'd ever played, but the way they just spiced up the GTA formula, because I mean I played GTA countless times, and I kind of just grown sick of playing in America, and I wanted to play somewhere else in the world, and then to go to Hong Kong, and then for them to spice up the gameplay by adding a kind of Just Cause style, being able to jump from car to car, adding in a really cool martial arts system that you could learn along the way, which I thought was fantastic. It was one of the first games I played where like you could really like have fun interacting with the environment during fights with other gang members. Like, the environmental kills were absolutely brutal, and I think it's underrated in the sense that I think Sleeping Dogs has one of the best stories in video games. It's amazing. Sweet. Number 4, I'd say, is The Walking Dead Season 1.
Yay!
Gameplay, it was just, as I say, it was like one of the first kind of choose-your-own-adventure games that I'd played, since there's been like a litany of them out now, so there's just, we're kind of like snowed in by the amount of these Telltale games. But The Walking Dead Season 1 was the first one that they actually fucking nailed, and the story was so great, and I remember like sitting there, I played the end of the game. I played the last episode of the game with a friend of mine, and we were sitting there, and like I remember the ending happened. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but the ending happened, and I just remember like just had like a single tear go down my face, and he was like, "You alright, mate?" And I'm like, "No, I need some time to myself."
Can I just ask one thing without giving anything like with context? Did you or didn't you?
I did.
You did, yeah. Everyone else did, yeah.
Wait, that's the right move to make.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
We're not saying Matt.
Oh, okay.
Play the game, Matt. It's a great game. All right, number 3 is Infamous 2. I just think like this is the best superhero game ever made. Infamous is just like It's so good. The gameplay is so tight, so fun. Sucker Punch just nails kind of open world running around gameplay. Love the kind of the real like just black and white villain / superhero system, and thought it was just one of the coolest stories that was kind of happening at the time when I first played it. So Infamous 2 is number 3. Number 2 is The Last of Us, just because like it's the fucking Last of Us.
Agreed.
Amazing story. Like just more deeper and just the deep psychological themes that it takes like 4 or 5 times for you to like play through and go, actually no, this is a lot more fucked up than it seems like when you initially play it. There's a lot more going on here. This world's a lot deeper and darker than like I'd initially thought. And then it just has some of the tightest gameplay. I've said that about like fucking every game on this list, but
it's true too.
Like,
but no, like especially with The Last of Us, because the characters are just so fucking badass.
Yeah, they are. They nailed creating as well like a female character that doesn't have to be like fucking sexualized or victimized. Like they just nailed making Ellie a badass female character.
Yep.
And I still think the best part about it is so many games do not know how to fucking punch someone. Like when you punch someone in The Last of Us, you fucking feel it.
It was so heavy.
Yeah, it was so heavy you could hear that smack. Like you hit someone with a piece of wood, you felt like that crunch.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's literally just like fucking a little bit of sound design and like a little graphic, a little animated motion. But no games can do it.
I was going to say, Chris, especially with that one scene in the house that I'm not going to say anything more about.
Yeah, no, I actually know what scene you're talking about. Yeah.
That nearly made me cringe, but it was glorious.
Yeah. No, it was brutal. Yeah,
it was.
And then before I say my number 1, because I'm an arsehole, just a couple of honorable mentions that I'd throw in. Journey,
was that
Hitman
Sega
Absolution. Rally? No, it's not fucking Sega Rally, David. You maybe hate Sega Rally, whether it's a good game or not. I'm just like, nah, never.
What about Virtua Fighter 2?
Never heard of it. Another honorable mentions, LA Noire, Saints Row the Third as well. But number 1 game of all time, favorite game of all time, is a part of this generation, and that is Red Dead Redemption.
I can see why you wanted to punch me now.
Yeah, it's the best, in my opinion, it's the best GTA game around. It is the best open world game around. It has some of the best gameplay around, and I was just in there for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I loved my entire time in there. Like, I was like fucking... I was just like, I am John Marston while I was in that game. I was just like, I am him. Like, something happened to my horse, I was like, my horse has died. So, I've never been attached to a game like I have Red Dead.
Just run it off a cliff.
No, David. I've had too many memories with that horse. So, no, that's my top 10.
Cool.
You see, David, he used numbers.
I've actually got mine in a top 10 list in order now.
Oh my god!
Are we going through this again then?
Should I quickly just go through?
All right, just quickly go through it.
10 Wii Sports, 9 Red Dead Redemption, 8 Limbo, 7 Batman Arkham Asylum, 6 7 Halo Reach. It's not in... I've only got the numbers, but they're in random sort of places. 5...
That's not how you structure a top 10.
Wait, well, so this isn't even your top 10? Is this your top 10?
10 in 10
but they're not in order.
Oh, but yes, they are in order, but I've got like... I copied and pasted the games, so they're in alphabetical order, so I've got 7, 5, 4, 1, 10. But they are in order.
Okay, but you are telling us in order?
Yes.
Okay, we'll keep going.
So, 5, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. 4, Geometry Wars 2. 3, Super Mario Galaxy. 2, Street Fighter 4. And 1, Telltale's The Walking Dead Season 1.
Nice.
All right.
Okay, yeah, we've got a pretty competent top 10s from all of us, actually. Except for the fact that I forgot Mass Effect was a goddamn thing.
And Last of Us.
And Last of Us. But in fairness, in my defense, I didn't play it till like last year.
Yeah, no, I have a couple games like that where I like played them on next gen, or not next, fucking current gen, and then I'm like,
exactly.
And then I think of it as like, that's like one of the best PS4 games around. Oh wait, no, it was like made 5 years ago. Sweet. So where do we go from here?
It's very simple. Away.
Okay.
So, is there any games on there that all three of us have got in the top 10 of our lists?
I mean, me and you both said Red Dead, David. Me and Matt both said Skyrim.
Did we all say Walking Dead Season 1?
I haven't played it. I'll allow it.
Or is that just in your honourable mention?
I was going to say I'll allow it.
Because I think 3 games that should go on the list in no order is Telltale's The Walking Dead, Halo Reach, and Red Dead Redemption.
Yep.
I mean, I never played Halo Reach, so I can't comment. But I think The Last of Us should also definitely be on there.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
That's a game that I wouldn't, but...
David, shut up.
David, shut up.
Allow it.
We both had numbered top 10 lists.
So do I.
Alright, I think those 4 should definitely be on there, so we've got another 6 we have to debate.
I'm quite happy to defend Bioshock to the umpteenth because it's incredible.
Yeah, see, I didn't have that on my list, but like I would agree that it is an incredible game.
Also, I'm quite happy to fight over where Dark Souls goes because it has caused such a social stir with people, and especially like among the community, with like this bringing an entire like mass of people together over something that is purely based on kicking your arse. I think it really shows that people actually want a challenge, and it's fantastic, and it's brilliant to see. Dark Souls 1 especially, because it was one of those things where it was a little bit broken, but we kind of got over it.
Yeah. I think that's a good pitch, so. That's a valiant enough pitch to get it on there.
On the list so far then, Walking Dead Season 1, Red Dead Redemption, Halo Reach, The Last of Us, and Bioshock.
Right.
So that's 5.
It's a good 5.
I'd fight for Mass Effect 2. You know?
I hated that game.
That storytelling
Don't hate
so
Mass
good.
Effect, dude. Come on.
It's such
I
good
don't want
storytelling,
too many
really tight
role-playing
gameplay.
games. From what you guys are saying,
How many
you
role-playing
want
games you
Fallout
got?
3, you want Skyrim.
No, not Fallout 3.
No, not Fallout 3. Like, I love it to pieces, but we've got Skyrim on there.
I only want one sort of game from a genre, unless it, unless we get later on and there's space.
But that's illogical, because it's a
So
top 10.
what would you rather have on a top 10, Skyrim or Mass Effect 2?
Well, no, David, just because there's loads of games from the same genre,
But you could say as
them.
well that Skyrim is a high fantasy RPG, and Mass Effect 2 is a third-person shooter.
But no one would say that.
Yeah, everyone says Mass Effect 2
Unless
is a
you want to
third-person
try and
shooter
get
RPG
it onto a
hybrid.
list. Yeah, but Last of Us, that's a third-person shooter. Red Dead Redemption is a third-person shooter.
Nearly every game's a third-person shooter, other than fucking Sega Rally.
That's a good game. Should we put that on?
Dave, if you put that on the list, I'm going to punch you.
Nah. This is a democracy, so...
Is it?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
mean, yeah.
Right then, for now, which one would you rather have on the list?
I don't know. I love Mass Effect 2 so much with the storytelling. But then Skyrim's that beautiful open world. So.
Skyrim.
Now, this might say something. I preferred Mass Effect than Skyrim.
I still maintain that just because we've got a list that's full of RPGs doesn't mean we can't exclude them. That just means there's been a lot of good RPGs made in the past 8 years.
Yeah, but that's your opinion.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point, though.
There has been a lot of good RPGs made.
But that's like going like oh, we can only put one first-person shooter game, and it's like, well, there was like a fucking mass amount of first-person shooter games, and then it's like, well, we'll put on one platform, and it's like, well, actually, there was like a drought of platformers. So it's all relative. Like, there's a lot more of some genres than others. There's a lot more good games in some genres.
For now, let's just try and keep...
All right, mine would... you guys decide. I'm happy either way with Mass Effect 2 or Skyrim. I think they're both great games.
It's like trying to choose between eating or drinking.
Drinking.
You need water more. You can like live off fat reserves for like 2 weeks. Whereas water, you need it for every couple of days.
Tangent.
You've met me. I couldn't live off fat reserves for like 10 minutes. I was going to say, like, a push, I'd have to say Skyrim. Simply because, like, it's a game that I will always go back to and just create a new character and go and dick around. Like, Mass Effect 2 is brilliant at what it does, but Skyrim has the advantage of just being completely open in the sense that you can create another character in like 5 minutes, go and jump in and go and dick around putting baskets on people's heads. And you
I mean, I don't think that sells it as the better game, but yeah,
it's got that level of replayability where, like, even now, like half a decade after it's been released, I'm quite happy to go back to that game and just keep doing whatever I want in it.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's chuck Skyrim on there then.
Thank you.
Skyrim.
Yeah.
All right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games on the list.
I reckon, you guys, what do you think on Alan Wake? Because I think that's such a good game that's just always been underrated.
I loved the game. I just think the mechanics got a little bit samey.
Yeah? What about you, Matt? What, do you think it deserves to be on the list, or?
Of what, sorry?
Alan Wake.
Alan Wake. I think it should because it's unique.
Yeah, it's unique, it's different, it dared to do something different and pretty fucking well pulled it off. And plus as well, I just feel bad for those guys. I'm like, they did not get enough praise. Let them be on one top 10 list.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I really loved Quantum Break.
Haven't played
it. Xbox One.
And PC.
I'm actually going to get it this weekend, so... Remedy's a good studio.
I really did love that game.
Yeah, Remedy's a good studio.
I mean, the only thing I will say, one of my all-time favourite games, Geometry Wars 2.
Wait, so
I know it's
what did we settle on for Alan Wake, though?
I've added it provisionally onto the list.
Alright.
But Geometry Wars 2... I know it's a little indie game that was like £5 or whatever.
Like, with respect to Geometry Wars 2, it is a brilliant game, but I don't think it deserves to be on the top 10.
No, I agree with that. I mean, I think it's a good game, it's just... There's a lot of games that have worked to do something more and still pulled it off.
I think it's a better overall game than The Last of Us.
Shut the fuck up. The fuck, man.
Like, I respect your opinion, David, but you're wrong.
You Sonic-loving... God damn it.
I come from
some backward town, yes, we know.
Arcade, Twitch, high-score-based gaming. Geometry Wars 2 is almost the pinnacle of those sort of games.
Yep.
It's my list, I'll edit it later.
funny.
No. So go on then. One of you two use name a game that you think should be on the.
Put Geometry Wars on provisionally, David.
Is there any point?
No, don't put Geometry Wars on provisionally. Don't do that.
Alright, never mind. So what have we got then?
On the provisional list, we've got Alan Wake, Skyrim, Bioshock, The Last of Us, Halo Reach, Red Dead Redemption, and The Walking Dead. Season 1, because the rest of it's pretty rubbish.
So how many spots we got left?
We've got 3.
Okay, 3 spots. I can see this working. I'm going to say Dark Souls.
Have you played Bloodborne?
Yeah, but it came out in 2014.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah.
No, sorry, it came out in 2015, what am I saying?
Yeah, no, PS4 and Xbox One, yeah. No, I thought that was
exactly. Well, no, PS4 exclusive.
Yeah, it wasn't Xbox One.
Yeah, it was exclusive.
Yeah, no,
PS4.
fuck yeah, sorry, my bad.
I was going to say, if I could, I would.
Yeah, no, fair call. I think Dark Souls is a fair bet. I mean, it's not really my type of game. I'm not big on those, like, brutally destroy your kind of essence and hope and goodness in the world kind of games, but like I can fully respect that. Like, it is a great game.
Thank you.
I respect it, but it's not on the list.
Easier.
What do you say, David? Sorry.
I respect it, but it's not on the list.
Oh no, it's going on the list. Come on.
But it's either that or you take The Last of Us off.
But fuck
no.
And they're not even similar games.
There's three spots on the list. Dark Souls can occupy one of them. We can have 2 spaces left.
Well, no.
Why do you throw The Last of Us into this? What does The Last of Us have to do with that?
I don't like it.
But
Moving on.
It's like oh.
Don't, Chris. Just don't. It's not worth it.
It's a phenomenal game.
Right, so why isn't Dark Souls allowed?
Because for me, there's 5 games, maybe 6, that deserve to go above it.
Okay, well,
which are?
Put Dark Souls on there now, David, and then you pitch us the other ones.
Well, no, you do it first. I've already gone through all mine.
Yeah, but like, which games?
Because I'm going through my top 10 now, and like Red Dead we've agreed on, Last of Us we've agreed on, Walking Dead, Skyrim, and Alan Wake. And then I look at my other ones and I'm like, State of Decay, you guys obviously aren't big fans of that. Same with Heavy Rain. We talked about Mass Effect 2 already.
Well, I had Heavy Rain on my list.
Okay. And then Sleeping Dogs and Infamous 2, I don't think you guys were big fans of either, so...
I quite enjoyed Sleeping Dogs, just for the background scenery fighting sort of things where you chuck them in stuff and...
Yeah, environmental
that was quite funny. Yeah.
You still haven't answered my question.
What?
Like, what do you think is better than Dark Souls?
Well, the thing is, the games I'm going for are not comparable. You can't say it's better than that.
Okay, so
it's just
what do you think?
So what do you personally prefer?
I'm saying Super Mario Galaxy is the pinnacle and the best platformer ever made. Street Fighter 4 is the pinnacle and the best fighting game ever made.
Dark Souls is the most brutal and unforgiving thing that has been ever made.
David, in the same respect that I listen to Matt in the way that I'm like, Dark Souls is not for me, it is not my type of game, I do not like games that hard, but I can respect how good a game it is and that it deserves to be on here. I can do the same for my, Super Mario Galaxy 2. That is an amazing platformer. Once again, it's not me, like, I'm not a Nintendo or Mario guy, but I've played that game and like,
I hate Nintendo.
Yeah, but yes, it's a fucking great game. Like, it is, and it deserves to be on a list like this. If it ends up getting on there, it deserves to be on there because it is a fantastic game.
I know
Street Fighter 4
Batman
I cannot agree
Arkham
with.
Asylum, which before Batman Arkham, the DC games and even Marvel games were a laughingstock at that time.
And you're saying they're not now?
Well, Batman's not.
No, in fairness, Batman doesn't laugh, so you can't laugh at him.
I don't know. I bet
my brother had such a fucking good laugh playing Arkham Knight. He thought it was. I love the game, but he thought it was just fucking so trash. So he laughed his head off the whole time. Like just having Batman talk, like he was like he comes up to me and he's like, Batman is like the most fucking dumb guy ever. And I was like, why? And he's like, because like Alfred is like, do you have any idea who the Arkham Knight could be? And instead of actually thinking about how to respond to the question properly, he goes, I have a lot of enemies. It's like,
that sounded absolutely
what kind of
gnarly.
response is that? Yeah, what kind of response is that? Like,
no. I mean, like, dude, because of your connection, that was really garbled. I think it was glorious.
So no, David, I'd give you Super Mario Galaxy, but I disagree with Street Fighter and Batman Arkham Asylum. I don't know. I mean, I think it's a great game, but I don't know if it's top 10.
I was going to say, I agree with Super Mario Galaxy, because Super Mario Galaxy is incredibly fun and I love it to pieces. I still maintain that the list has room and needs something as brutal and unforgiving as Dark Souls.
I'd agree with that.
Because we do have very casual games on here, and like, even just for having something that is a little bit sadistic and will kick you in the arse, but is possibly the most rewarding thing on the list.
So, on the list, what do you think is casual?
Yeah, I'm
The Last of Us is casual.
You think it's casual?
Dude, in comparison to some of the games that I've been playing recently, yes.
What do you consider casual?
I'm not entirely sure. It's really, really odd, because you can't really define it within strict kind of barriers, but within the stuff that we've got on the list, Dave, can you just give me a reminder, please?
The Walking Dead Season 1, Red Dead Redemption, Halo Reach, The Last of Us, Bioshock, Skyrim, Alan Wake, Dark Souls, and Super Mario Galaxy 2.
I'd say that Skyrim is probably the most casual out of all of them, because I can just jump on it whenever and there's
because when you see the word casual, like, I don't think of The Last of Us, because, The Last of Us, like, if you're saying it's easy, I don't think it's an easy game. Like, it can be quite hard.
It was a bad example. I wouldn't say Last of Us, actually.
Yeah, because as well, like,
bad example.
And it's as well, it's one of those games that it is narrative driven, and so if the game was too hard or too grueling, then you lose track of the narrative. So, but I think a casual game is something more like Call of Duty, GTA, Skyrim, something that a lot of people just jump into.
I wouldn't say GTA. How I would describe a casual game is something that lacks depth, that you can pick up and play for minutes at a time. Like 99%
GTA is
of
that you
mobile
can just
games.
jump. My brother doesn't play the story in GTA. He doesn't aim to do anything. He
I've
jumps
never
in
done
and
any
just
stories.
shoots RPGs at police cars. Like that's casual to me.
I don't like GTA either.
Okay. Anyway, I think Dark Souls deserves to be on there.
Yeah, it's already been on for ages.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Well, I don't know.
That's
So
under Alan
go
Wake.
through the list. Go through the list with Super Mario
Walking
Galaxy and
Dead.
stuff added. Yep.
Red Dead Redemption, Halo Reach, Last of Us, Bioshock, Skyrim, Alan Wake, Dark Souls, and Super Mario.
So how many have we got left?
1.
Okay.
I have no input.
You got no input. All right.
I've got nothing that I wish to add to. Although I will say that Metro 2033 is still a thing.
Okay, well, David, tell you what, why don't me and you then pitch one game to Matt, and we'll let him decide which one he thinks deserves to be on the list.
I've already pitched all my games, there's no point.
You've got nothing left.
Well, no, because the only games I want on the list I've already mentioned.
Okay, well, Batman Arkham Asylum then.
That's the
Right.
list of the...
Okay, do you have anything you want to pitch, David?
No.
Okay, I'd throw in there then either Sleeping Dogs or Mass Effect 2. What do you guys think on those two?
Purely on the basis that I've played more Mass Effect than I've played more Sleeping Dogs Mass Effect.
So has no one mentioned Uncharted 2, Dead
I
Space?
haven't played it. Oh, Dead Space.
Gears of War.
Uncharted.
Dead Space.
Never been big Gears fan, never been a big Uncharted fan until 4.
We haven't got a good horror game on it.
What about The Last of Us?
Good horror game.
Bayonetta?
That's not a horror game.
Well, no, I'm just going through some of the games.
Far Cry 3.
Minecraft.
Far Cry 3.
I didn't like Far Cry either.
Oh, no,
Really?
Far Cry 3 was fantastic, but
I think Far Cry
maintain that
3
it was too
I liked
strict.
the original Far Cry, but I haven't liked any of the others since.
Okay.
It
Well,
was
anyway,
too
all right.
strict.
Let's
Ubisoft were good
wrap
at.
this up. Then, what do we want? What do we want to do for our final game, guys?
I'm thinking.
I'd throw in
Thinking.
Mass Effect 2.
I wouldn't disagree with you, to be honest.
But
I
David,
really
you're the
enjoyed
host.
The Mass Effect trilogy.
You're the host. You gotta.
Right, Mass Effect 2.
Nice.
Cool. We got 10 games there.
Yay.
So there's only 3 games on that list that I would have anywhere near a top 10, but
Fair
all the
enough.
rest I think's overrated shite.
Shut up.
So what's at 10 then?
Oh god, we have to actually do numbers now.
I think The Last of Us at 10, because it was
Yeah.
a horrible game.
Now you see, I don't really think that numbers matter at this point. We've got 10 games that are exceptional.
No, it makes it more fun.
All right.
Fine.
Well, I've got to head off in 10:15, so we better motor through
Alright,
then.
let's make it quick then.
All right. So hold on. I'm going to write it out. So what are the 10 games again?
The 10
Not Last
games
of
are...
Us?
Well, I'll just read it in order, otherwise I'll get confused.
Hold on one sec.
Telltale's The Walking Dead, Red Dead Redemption, Halo Reach, The Last of Us, BioShock, Skyrim, Alan Wake, Dark Souls, Super Mario Galaxy 2, and Mass Effect 2.
Okay.
I think that Red Dead needs to be in the top 5.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I also think that Mass Effect 2 needs to be number 6 or 7.
I'd say, well, let's...
I'm trying to ballpark it here. Work with me.
Where do we want to start? Do we want to start at like number 1 or number 10?
I think it's easier if we
easier
start
to
at 10.
go... Yeah.
I'd say, well, then for 10, my push would be Halo Reach.
Mine would be either The Last of Us or Mass Effect.
Actually, I think Reach would be good at number 10. Like, it's not doing it a disservice. It is like a top 10 list of... Yeah, okay.
David?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, Mass Effect 2 at 10, go on.
Oh,
All right.
all right. That was a bit
I'll write
random. I
it
thought
out.
you were talking about Halo.
Oh, right, whoops, no.
So Mass Effect, and then Halo Reach at 9 then. Last of Us 8?
No.
No.
So we've got Mass Effect 2 at 10.
Yep.
And
then
we've
Halo
got
Reach at 9.
Halo Reach at 9.
How about Alan Wake next? Because it was a great game, but it was a bit... got a bit repetitive.
No, I agree with that. If anything, I think Alan Wake should be number 10, and then the other two get pushed up.
What do you think, David? You
I'm
reckon it
happy
should
with
be
that.
number 8 or number 10?
I'm happy with that being at 10, so then Mass Effect's at 9. And Halo Reach is at 8.
Okay. I'd say Bioshock, number 7.
I was going to say, it's either Bioshock or The Last of Us next.
No, it's not the fucking Last of Us, so I'd say Bioshock then. I think it's good, 7.
But The Last of Us 6.
It's not fucking 6, David. It's at least top 5.
Fine, it can go
I'd say
in 5.
6. Mario.
I would say it's either Skyrim
or Mario. Matt, what do you think?
Dark Souls.
I think Mario.
Mario at 6, you reckon? Alright, I'll check Mario in at 6.
So I've already got 5.
Okay, so we're in the top 5 now. We've got Walking Dead, Red Dead, Last of Us, Skyrim, and Dark Souls.
I'm happy to put Dark Souls at number 5.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I've already got The
good.
Last of Us at 5.
Oh, good.
So then Dark Souls at 4.
Yep. Fine by me.
God, The Last of Us at number 5. This is a travesty in gaming.
I think The Last of Us needs to be number 3.
I would agree. Top 3, I could live with that. I'd put it as 2, but
It's a democracy, remember?
We can't put it at 4 because Dark Souls is there.
Whoa.
Right then, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Right, so we need a 5 then. So it's either Red Dead or Skyrim.
I'd put Skyrim.
Skyrim.
So what is this at 5?
Yep, Skyrim at 5.
Telltale's at 2. And Red Dead at 1. Is that
Yep.
Is that where we're going with it?
Yep.
So, Chris, do you want to read out the final orders and then we'll see if we agree?
Yep, alright. So, what we have now, guys, is our final One-Up Gaming top 10 list for the Xbox 360, PS3 generation, and all the stuff that came around then. We have at number 10, Alan Wake.
Well, the Chris and Matt's top 10 list.
The official One-Up Gaming top 10 list that David may or may not agree with. At number 10, we have Alan Wake. Number 9, Mass Effect 2.
Street Fighter.
Number 9, Mass Effect 2. Number 8. Shut the fuck up. Number 8, Halo Reach.
Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. I still think some of them games are a lot better.
Sorry,
I'll be quiet.
Punch you.
Number 7, Bioshock. Number 6, Super Mario Galaxy 2. Number 5, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Number 4, Dark Souls. Number 3, The Last of Us. Number 2, The Walking Dead Season 1. And number 1, rightfully so, Red Dead Redemption.
Is most of us happy with that list?
Yeah, I mean,
and by most of us, do you mean not like we're happy, but not you?
By what I mean by most of us, I mean 2 out of 3.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine. 66,
I mean-
66% is all you need.
Like, half the games on there I think are great, but I wouldn't personally put them on my top 10 list, but I think this is a good list. Like, I think this is a good democratic list.
Can we take a minute to appreciate that 66% is actually a landslide victory?
Well, this does sound a lot better than you guys' Game of the Year discussion last year, so...
You have no idea how long that took. Oh my god.
Sweet,
Hey, we
well,
managed to get like 4 weeks of podcasts out of it, or 5
Yeah, we
weeks.
did. It was more the fact as well that by the end of it, I'd just like to point out that I got Bloodborne at number 1 and nobody complained about it.
Yeah, well done.
It was brilliant, because they were all too busy arguing about Metal Gear, and I was like, guys, can I put this at number 1? And they all just kind of went, yeah.
Alright, but we're happy on the list. We're signed off on the list.
Yep.
Yep. So that was our overall top 10 list. Please visit our website at oneupgaming.co.uk. Please become one of our patrons at patreon.com/OUG. You can buy some shiny, nice John Hare t-shirts at bluecyborg.com. Just search One Up Gaming and we've got some of our logo and some of John Hare. It's actually official. We actually got his permission to use his face and say he listens to our podcast. Which is quite crazy when you think about it. We have official Facebook channel, YouTube channel, just search One Up Gaming. I'll go to our website, and on the top it's got like little links to click on. We're on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/OUGofficial. Tweet us at OUGofficial. Email us contact@oneupgaming.co.uk. And please subscribe to our podcast. Leave us iTunes reviews, 5 stars, positive feedback. It just helps when people are searching for podcasts, and it basically pushes us up the rankings so people find us a lot easier. So if you like us garbling on about crap, then hopefully other people will too. So I believe that is episode 164. Unless you've got anything left to say, Matt?
No, not at all.
Thank you all, and we'll be back next week. Bye, Matt.
Bye, David.
Hey guys, Justin here. I just wanted to say that I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you a lot. Yes, you in particular. In that way. And I wanted to say, I think you're great. I've always said that about you. And I was wondering, if you think we're great, if you could give us a quick rating on iTunes, we'd really appreciate it. It would really, really help us out in that, podcasty sort of way. And if you're feeling particularly festive, perhaps even a little saucy, maybe stop by our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/OUG and see if you can't slip a few bucks our way. After all, every little penny or whatever space money they use in Europe helps out the show. Thanks for listening. OUG Gaming will always be free, but with your support, we can always move forward and always be better.